Today is finally the day that I will share with you guys my favorite Xerjoff fragrances. I've been chipping away at this brand for a while, kind of growing my little collection, and this is a brand that is very, very hit and miss with me, but the ones that I think are worth it are really, really outstanding. And the reason why I think this is the perfect time to share the Xerjoff fragrances is because a huge sale is coming where you can get these for a steal. So everybody that's had Xerjoffs on their wish list, it's the time because Fragrance Buy is having their Black Friday sale. Not only do they already have really great markdowns, but they have a buy one, get one 23% off. And it is only running from Friday the 24th until Sunday the 26th. They are going to be restocking a whole bunch of Xerjoff fragrances, and they have a really good collection to begin with. So the sale details are as follows for those of you guys who love Fragrance Buy like me and are going to be shopping the sale. Like I said, buy one, get one 23% off with the code that's on the screen here. You can also get free shipping over any order over $99 with this code here. They are stackable. As always, they're also going to have heavily reduced door crashers. Everything will be linked in the description so you guys can get your holiday shopping done a little bit early. And I'm super pumped for the Xerjoffs that they're bringing because I'm definitely going to be adding some to my little stash. Now, let's jump into my favorite ones. And for those of you guys that are interested in knowing exactly which ones I've tried, because I've tried a whole bunch, but not all of them, I will leave all of that information in the description as well because I don't want to be listing off a ton of fragrances. So that's there for reference. And of all of the ones I've tried, which have been a lot, there are really only a select few, truthfully, that I think are outstanding enough to like bite that price bullet and have them in the collection. One of my favorites, and I think probably one of the easiest from Xerjoff, is Xerjoff Dama Bianca from the Casamorati collection. It is a very dreamy type of fragrance, very feminine, soft. For me, this is a predominant vanilla scent with touches of very friendly citrus, very easy. It is powdery. I love powdery. It is a touch sweet, which works very, very nicely with the scent. And it is very similar to Nuit et Confidence from Capitale. That one's a little bit more smoky and a bit more dry. This one is sweeter, it's fluffier, it has more body. There's also a fragrance from Al Haramain called Genou Noir, which is quite similar to this. And Nuit et Confidence, I would say Genou Noir sits between this and Nuit et Confidence. This is more full-bodied. Nuit et Confidence I find is a little bit more light, airy. This one I have tricked myself with the sprayage and have done a massive amount of oversprayage. Can get a bit intense. It doesn't seem that way, but it really packs a punch. That being said, I do think that it's probably one of the best date night fragrances, one of the best fragrances you could wear on a first date. It is very likable. It is expensive smelling, and it smells very, very put together and luxurious. It's unusual. It's not something that like many people have really smelled before, that type of scent. So another one that I would really recommend, and you guys will be surprised to hear this come from my mouth because I have not been a fan of super sweet gourmand fragrances for a long time, but come winter months I'm a lot more open to it and I keep revisiting, and so Xerjoff Lyra is definitely on the recommendation list, also from the Casamorati collection. In my opinion, the Casamorati collection is the easiest. So for beginners, just stick with the offerings of Casamorati and look at what makes the most sense to you note-wise, what seems to appeal to you the most. This is a very sweet, lemony fragrance. It really smells like a lemon tart. What helps with this is that even though it is quite intense and sweet, the lemon lightens it up and just makes it sparkle a bit. There is caramel in here, and there are really beautiful spices in the dry down. So it is a really balanced, sweet kind of lemon cake with like even touches of like orange rind. Definitely one for the cooler weather, but it does have refreshing facets to it, so it is not overbearingly heavy. It actually works beautifully in this weather, and I think this one would be a really fun fragrance to wear to any sort of like social gathering. I think it's very fun, it's lively, and it has like a touch of mystery to it. The other one I really love from the Casamorati collection is Italica. This is for the almond lover. In fact, this also smells like it has cherry. This is a bit boozy. It is drool worthy. I feel like every time I smell this, I just get hungry. I just want to eat marzipan whenever I smell this. But I think this kind of scent would actually work beautifully for a Christmas party. It has that warmth, that festivity. My goodness, my window is open and the geese are flying. If you guys can hear that, those are the geese flying. Anyway, this almost has like a sweet boozy warmth to it. There are no boozy notes in here, but it does come through that way. I always associate the scent of like those sweet almonds and marzipan with the holiday season, so that's why I have that association. And then of the standard Xerjoffs, okay, I'll touch on the full bottles that I have first, and then I'll tell you of all the samples that I've tried, which ones are definitely on my to buy list that I'm going to be shopping for at this Fragrance by Black Friday sale. First, Golden Mocha. I have tried all of the Goldens. The Golden Mocha is my favorite. It is a coffee scent, but with like this earthy green like depth. It's very unusual. And it does not have that sharpness that I find in a lot of Xerjoffs. This is my challenge with a lot of them. They have that underlying harsh sort of chemically scent that you guys have probably heard me talk about in previous videos. This one doesn't have it. It is bold. It is attention grabbing. It's very, very unisex. The previous ones that I've mentioned, I find to lean quite feminine. This one is super unisex. There are citruses in the opening. They're quite sweet, almost marmalade-like. And you get coffee, you get a bit of oud. The oud is gentle, not really intrusive, but it has a presence. This fragrance has incense. It has like darkness to it. It's unapologetic, but very, very balanced. I actually personally wear this fragrance myself on mornings where I really need like a boost, you know, like a boost of energy, a boost of confidence, like really like kick me to get me going. The effect this gives me is like that of like a really intense like espresso. It's unapologetic and you love it. So that's that for me. I think it would be great for like a business meeting where you think you might get in trouble. I also really love Ivory Root. This is maybe a touch masculine leaning, but I like it better actually on myself than I do on my man. And this has a lot of dry spices. It has coriander, patchouli. This reminds me of that effect of a sauna, that warm, dry, woody scent, and even just a touch of smokiness. It's not listed, but I smell just a ever so slight gentle smokiness, and it works so nicely. This is not a sweet offering from them at all. This is definitely a dry, spicy type of scent, but I find it super wearable, and this is actually probably the most everyday type of scent of all of these. I love this in the cooler months, so Ivory Root is definitely worth the hype. Now here's my box of samples. So you can see I have quite a few. Actually, many of these were included as freebies with my purchase through Fragrance Buy. So oftentimes they will include like a niche fragrance freebie with your order. So I don't know if they're doing that this time, but they do have a lot of Xerjoffs. So my favorite of favorites, and this has been on my wish list for so long, and this is the year I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to get Xerjoff Richwood. If you love Chanel Coromandel, oh, this is on another level, because Coromandel has a sort of dry down for me that I don't really like as much. This one is just absolutely addictive. The best way I can explain it is just like a better version to me of Chanel Coromandel. It is a patchouli type of scent. It has a lot of sweetness as well from vanilla. There's like a milky woodiness. There's sandalwood. There's a bit of citrus in the opening and even a touch of rose. So I think this is actually easy for women to wear. This is an amazing scent for colder weather, and it's also a very empowering, like confidence boosting type of scent. The other one I think is amazing is Xerjoff Starlight. Starlight is a really beautiful spicy scent around cardamom. Almost everything I can smell in this fragrance is about cardamom. It's sweet, it's enveloping, it's very sensual. I think this is a very unisex scent as well, especially for people who do really love a cardamom note. This is one of the nicest that I've ever smelled. There's cinnamon in here, there's amber, like super likable as well. I would say for the ladies, probably one of the easiest from the standard Xerjoff collection. Like Richwood I really like personally, but I do tend to enjoy patchouli. I acknowledge it can be challenging for people. I think as long as you're pretty good with spices, Starlight's a kind of a safe bet. And finally, Naxos. Naxos is like the tobacco king. This was one of the first that I tried from Xerjoff that really kind of got me intrigued and interested in the house. And the funny thing is that I tried it in summer, and I actually didn't think that it was bad to wear in summer. Like, even though it's quite intense and it's sweet, deep, tobacco-y, and almost smells like it's got coconut in there. And that like candied type of coconutiness that it has makes me feel like it's even safe to wear in the summer, which I personally did. There's some jasmine in here. It's quite sweet. Like it's really a very sweet tobacco scent that is not like overpoweringly tobacco. You know, I almost smell this coconutty facet before I smell the tobacco. This one too I find extremely unisex, and I think it would be very, very easy for women to wear as well. So those are my favorites. Like if I really had to narrow it down and make this kind of a bite-sized, easy to process, Xerjoff centered video, those are the ones that I would highly, highly recommend. I know there are a lot of other fragrances from Xerjoff that are quite popular, some of which I've tried and some of them not yet, but look, guys, it looks like I've tried over 20 and these are my top of the top. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know some of your favorite Xerjoffs. Let me know if you plan on grabbing any of this fragrance buy sale. I definitely am. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy Happy Black Friday shopping. It's only for the 3 days, so don't forget to take advantage of that sale. Everything is linked below, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.